Parenting my parents? Is it just me, or are there other millennials out there who have seemingly taken the mantle of being a parent for your parent? My father is a depressed wreck whose wife, fourth or fifth one, lost count, just left him. I had to talk him through life. I had to comfort him with my experiences on how best to move forward. My mother is a very well-educated gal, but her beliefs are self-contradictory at times. She'll be contrary on a subject, a bit like a child, and it takes an extreme bout of patience and logical probing to get her to loosen her grip on a concept. If I find myself in any dire straits, my parents give the absolute worst advice. As in, if I were to follow their beliefs, I'd find myself in deeper shit. Their emotional intelligence is damn near non-existent. What is the deal? Am I the only one who seems to have become a better adult than my parents? It's not just you. I thought my parents were having midlife crises when I was a teen, but then it just never seemed to end. I don't know if it's that generation or if it's because we are adults now and more aware of their faults. This is too relatable. I've been my mother's best friend since I was much too young to hear about her marital issues or money problems. Took on way too much of the responsibility role. I have been in therapy trying to extricate myself from it for years, but it's tough. I've had a therapist tell me that our generation, millennials, was screwed because the boomer generation, after being spoiled, never taught their kids how to be functional adults. So we have several generations of children raising children, and it's really starting to show. This conversation occurred when I commented on how I've been a pillar of stability for everyone in my life, including my family, to the point that I never got a childhood or really got to enjoy anything. I had to get away from everyone in the end so I could finally start living my own life. As I got older, I noticed that my parents aren't those great super people we all thought our parents were. Bummer you have to go through it, but there reaches a point when you just love them the best you can, and don't parent them anymore. I'm almost there. Their respective lives are dumpster fires. Sadly, I can't quite shake that childhood loyalty. My father was crazy suicidal a few months back. I told him that if he ever feels overwhelmed with life again, that he can literally just drop everything, retire, and live with us. He doesn't have obligations that are worth his life. He doesn't have to dwell in his home of evoked emotions of shame and guilt. Granted, if he ever did take me up on my offer, it would definitely suck on my end, but hot damn. What's a dude to do? I would venture to guess you have a better handle on life than most, and your parents are less mature than most. I have a similar situation in many ways. My mother-in-law needs a lot of support from my wife to live in the modern world. This woman is a licensed train engineer. She can operate the old-school heavy braking systems that were common before electronics started helping everything. Getting her to understand how to use Google Maps, I want to strangle the idiot who sold her an iPhone, is like trying to explain chemistry to an orangutan. She just isn't built for the modern world. You hear about people right after electrification, phone, and cars just losing their minds. My mill is one step below that. She is targeted on Facebook for extremism, something common with older working-class people. For the last 4 years it has been, "Did you read that on Facebook?" Yeah? Okay, I promise you it is bullcrap. I suspect some people reading this will think, hey, I have one of those parents too. The phenomenon you're referring to is called parentification. I highly suggest checking out Parentification and also the book Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. Sounds like you are coming to realize that your parents are just regular people, doing the best they know how. It's okay to acknowledge that their way isn't always the best. Accept that people are people, and have a little grace about your ability to perceive the world more advantageously than them. We're all just doing the best we know how.